Hi, I'm Ray from RB Productions. Today we're bringing you an interview with one of the SL DJs, DJ Jester, also known as Luther Ravenheart.
Hi.
So the first thing we're going to start off with is a quick question that should be fairly simple for you to answer. Why are you a DJ?
Honestly, that would be more simple if I could define that, but the simple fact of the matter is I'm a DJ because I enjoy music.
All right, cool. What do you think sets you apart from the other DJs that they have here in SL?
I'm more open to intriguing my crowd than just going there, playing the music, and going home.
So you're not just one of those cash in a paycheck kind of guys?
No.
All right. So do you see SL as a viable platform for DJs and artists?
It can be if you know the right people.
Explain.
Well, I mean, yeah, people can come into SL and jump on a DJ board and DJ their heart out, but at the same time, if you don't know the people that have the connections outside of SL, no, it can't be a viable platform for them.
Well, a lot of things that we see nowadays is a lot of designers and people who do a lot of 3D modeling and building coming into SL to do their, I guess you could call it mock-up and test run work. Do you see the DJing in SL as being that type of platform for people who want to get the experience and learn what they're doing, or do you see it as something entirely different?
Well, honestly, I can tell you that if you're willing to take the lessons and actually try your hand at DJing, then that shows enough that you're willing to take it outside of the game.
All right. What kind of venues do you play? Like, what kind of places have you been here?
Well, I currently just got a job at Rebel Rock Radio. I've worked at Pink Cherry's Gentlemen's Club. I've worked at Wicked Ways. I've worked at a million places. The list goes on.
One of the biggest stigmatas that seems to hover around any kind of entertainment industry in SL is the stigmata that basically it focuses on an adult entertainment industry inside of a game. Would you agree with that?
You know, to answer that question, I'd have to say there is more to it. I mean, DJing's gone down a hill a lot since clubs started having strippers and having the whole sex thing. And I feel that without the sex, I think DJs would be happier. Because that's not everything about SL is, oh, let's go and do this. No, it's about going, interacting with people, listening to good music, and actually enjoying your SL.
Well, here's a good comparison that we can go off of. You and I have both worked at a club that had strippers in the past.
Yes.
Do you think that the nights that the strippers were there had a better turnout than just the live gigs and everything else?
Honestly, 9 times out of 10, the strippers are gonna have a better turnout than that. So yeah, and I feel slighted by that.
Do you think that was a lack of exposure of the other stuff, or do you think it was because of the mentality of what people wanted to see versus quality?
Honestly, I can't answer that question. I mean, yeah, it could have been a lack of exposure, but at the same time, people are coming to a club for the simple fact that they see a notice that says strippers. They don't come because the DJ's there, and in my opinion, that's unfair.
I'd have to agree with that because one of the things that in talking to people and taking polls around here that we saw is that while the quality of the music is a big part of why they go, at the same time, the personality of the DJ can also be a plus or a negative to the performance that they put on. What do you think sets your stage presence aside from, say, when you're DJing at a strip club? What do you think is your crowd's biggest draw?
The fact that, I mean, on 2 notes, if I go and work at a strip club, they're not there for me, they're there for the strippers. But if I go to work at a club that has no strippers and it's strictly DJs and host, they're focused on the music, they're focused on the DJs interacting with them instead of them interacting with the strippers.
Now, you just said host. What kind of hosts do they have for these events?
What events are you talking about?
any gig that you would DJ, when you get up there to DJ, there's generally a host attached to you, correct?
Correct.
What would the host job be?
The host job is to get people to notice the club, get people to notice the staff, get people to help out with club donations, and to make the VIPs feel like that they are the most important person in the club.
Now, with VIPs, are they the only ones that show up for events, or can there be other people that come to these things?
Oh, honestly, I would wish that more people that weren't VIPs would come, because yes, VIPs are more than welcome, but the club isn't just strictly for VIPs. It's a club for everybody.
Now, in a comparison of the club scene outside of the game versus the club scene in the game, what do you think are the three biggest differences?
Well, I'd have to say one of the differences that the clubs outside of the game are based more solely on connecting with other people. The clubs inside of the game, as much as, yes, they're there for connecting and everything, they're strictly there because they want people to help them pay for their sims. Not that it's a bad thing, but at the same time.
So in your opinion, the clubs here in SL are cash grabs?
Exactly. Unless you find that one very rare club that's strictly based on family, enjoys the music, and no drama. But then again, there's not a club inside of the game or outside of the game that's not going to have drama.
I was about to ask, what exactly would you call drama?
Perfect example, and I don't want to throw anybody in the bus. I was at a club today, the one that I now work for, and my daughter works there, and her ex-boyfriend was harassing her, giving her a hard time.
So that's something that's fairly standard between both clubs here and outside of the game.
There's always somebody giving somebody a hard time because they're at the club with a new boyfriend or a new girlfriend.
All right. I know that in RL clubs, and RL for those following along outside of this is real life versus Second Life. In RL clubs, they have bouncers and people like that to help alleviate and handle those situations. How do they handle those here in this game? What makes it a safer environment or not a safer environment here?
Well, the worst thing that somebody can do in this game is maybe kick you offline, if they're lucky and they have the right people. Outside of the game, if you go to a club and you run into the wrong crowd, you're likely to either get shot or get stabbed. So I would feel it's fairly safer in the game because of the fact that, one, it's a bunch of ones and O's.
With MMOs and other video games on the rise lately, we've seen a resurgence in people playing online games. What do you think would be the biggest draw for people to this game?
Well, I mean, I can't answer that question because this game has RP sims. It has all sorts of things, but the fact of the matter is the difference between this game and those games elsewhere is the patience that you have to play to play this game.
So would you say that, in your opinion, it's got a better quality of gamer attached to it than some of the other ones?
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you for taking the time to sit down with us today. I'm glad you were able to join us. We hope that at some point we'll be able to make it to one of your shows to get some clips. Again, this is Ray from RB Productions. We hope you enjoyed the segment. The buttons are down below if you liked what we did and you want to see more of it, or if there's something that we missed, questions you want to ask. We do live streams and such coming up. And by all means, if you'd like to see Luther, DJ Jester back again, let them know. Let us know. And we'll be happy to get him back on the show again in the future. Thanks for coming by, Luther.
You're welcome.